lecturers earned their academic degrees from abroad with work experience in industry who will deliver the teaching and learning activities using English as a medium of instructions. The small class sizes allows the students to be fully engaged with the lecturers. Moreover, both of our academic and non-academic staff are ready to serve you.
Because the courses are not overcrowded, you get to know them straight away. And they're so friendly and helpful. And it's really not hard. But it's not only about the lecturers in the class, it's also about people you meet as well. Everybody's smiling and saying hello, although they do not know you. And as far as I remember, I've never seen anybody stress you or being alone.
SGU's industry-oriented study programs, including 11 bachelor's and 3 master's degrees programs, offer international degree courses which combine both theoretical and practical training and internship programs.
Studying mechatronics engineering at SGU have been rewarding for me because I learned both practical skills and theoretical skills at the same time. Most of the lectures at the university talk about designing a system, where we try to combine electrical engineering and mechanical engineering to build one whole smart system.
Our unique internship program allows the students to experience working as an intern in multinational companies in Indonesia during the 3rd semester and working as an intern in global companies in Europe during the 6th semester.
I experienced my first internship in Bali during my 3rd semester at Marriott Hotel, where I learned about housekeeping and front office.
Last year, I had my first internship in Bosch Indonesia. What I can learn from Bosch Indonesia are first about the customer relationship management, second how to relate with the third party, and the last is how I can learn about the new marketing strategy in Bosch Indonesia.
Thank you for trusting us to be the choice of institution for your future global success. Welcome to Swiss German University, your gateway to global success.
Halo, selamat datang di Swiss German University. Hari ini aku akan mengajak kamu untuk melihat kenapa kamu harus kuliah di SGU. SGU adalah universitas berstandar internasional pertama yang ada di Indonesia. Kami memiliki program International Double Degree. Jadi setelah 4 tahun kuliah, kamu bisa mendapatkan 2 gelar sekaligus, yaitu gelar sarjana dari SGU dan bachelor degree dari universitas partner kami yang berada di Jerman atau Swiss. Meskipun dapat gelar dari luar negeri, namun 90% proses perkuliahan dilakukan di Indonesia di kampus SGU yang berlokasi di Alam Sutera, Tangerang. Proses kuliah dilakukan dengan maksimal 25 mahasiswa dalam satu kelas. Karena berstandar internasional, seluruh materi perkuliahan juga akan disampaikan dalam bahasa Inggris. Selama kuliah di SGU, kamu juga akan diwajibkan mengikuti program magang sebanyak 2 kali. Magang di Indonesia pada semester 3 dan magang internasional di semester 6 yang dilakukan di Jerman atau Swiss. Kamu berkesempatan untuk magang di ratusan perusahaan partner SGU di Eropa supaya kamu siap berkompetisi di era industri masa depan. Tenang aja, selama di SGU kamu akan dipersiapkan oleh para dosen kami yang 90%-nya merupakan lulusan dari berbagai universitas ternama di luar negeri. Salah satu persiapannya adalah bahasa Jerman yang akan diajarkan kepada semua mahasiswa mulai dari basic. Jadi, kamu juga udah lebih siap untuk magang di Eropa. Di SGU ada berbagai pilihan program studi yang telah disesuaikan dengan kebutuhan industri masa depan atau yang kini disebut dengan Industri 4.0. Yuk kita telusuri satu persatu. Fakultas yang pertama adalah Faculty of Engineering and Information Technology dengan 3 pilihan program studi. Di program studi Mechatronics Engineering, kamu akan dibimbing untuk mengenal berbagai pendekatan mesin, robotic system, elektronik, dan computer science. Dalam beberapa tahun ke depan, insinyur mekatronik akan semakin dibutuhkan dunia. Kamu akan memiliki kemampuan untuk merancang industri otomasi dan mendesain smart products. Seluruh lulusan Mechatronics Engineering SGU juga akan otomatis mendapatkan sertifikasi dari Siemens Certification Program. Pada prodi Industrial Engineering, kamu akan belajar tentang cara mengoptimalkan sistem agar berjalan dengan efektif dan efisien. Maka dari itu, peluang karir seorang industrial engineer sangat luas. Kamu bisa mengambil peran di industri keuangan, teknologi, SDM, supply chain, dan masih banyak lagi. Selanjutnya, Prodi Information Technology. Di sini, kamu akan belajar tentang cara memanfaatkan data dalam industri maupun bisnis. Kedepannya, kamu punya peluang karir untuk menjadi seorang data scientist. Bagi kamu yang punya ide bisnis di bidang teknologi, kamu juga berpeluang untuk menjadi seorang technology entrepreneur atau biasa disebut technopreneur. Fakultas yang kedua adalah Faculty of Business and Communication dengan 5 pilihan program studi. Prodi Business and Management akan membekali kamu dengan pengetahuan, bakat, dan pengalaman di lapangan yang dibutuhkan untuk memiliki kemampuan manajemen yang efektif. Mau jadi seorang digital marketer, ahli finance, atau entrepreneur masa depan? Ya mulainya dari sini. Di ini kamu juga akan diajak mengimplementasikan pengetahuan kamu untuk bantu UMKM loh. Selanjutnya, ada Prodi Accounting and Data Analytics. Nggak hanya belajar akuntansi, di SGU kamu juga akan dibekali dengan kemampuan literasi data yang dibutuhkan di era industri 4.0. Dengan semua kemampuan tersebut, kamu akan lebih siap untuk menjadi auditor atau ahli pajak di perusahaan multinasional. Suka dengan proses branding suatu produk atau tertarik dengan berita global terkini? Kamu sih cocoknya ambil prodi Global Strategic Communications. Di sini kamu akan belajar banyak mengenai media dan strategi komunikasi, supaya kamu bisa menjadi seorang PR profesional maupun jurnalis masa depan. Lulus dari sini, kamu juga akan dibekali sertifikasi Junior PR dari Perhumas Indonesia atau Digital English Journalism dari The Jakarta Post. Prodi Hotel and Tourism Management, SGU bekerja sama dengan INI Switzerland. Kamu bisa belajar langsung di negara yang terkenal dengan perhotelannya. Lulus dari sini, kamu bisa memiliki kesempatan menarik untuk berkarir di hotel berbintang maupun kapal pesiar. Ingin jadi manajer atau pemilik restoran? Kamu bisa mempelajarinya di International Culinary Business. SGU bekerja sama dengan INI Switzerland. Nggak cuma belajar ilmu kuliner di Eropa, kamu juga akan mempelajari bagaimana cara menjalankan bisnis kuliner yang diajarkan langsung oleh para profesional di bidang ini. Fakultas terakhir adalah Faculty of Life Sciences and Technology. Berikut adalah pilihan program studinya. Pertama, Sustainable Energy and Environment. Kamu akan belajar untuk mencari tahu sumber energi alternatif bagi hidup berkelanjutan dengan memanfaatkan bahan makanan, energi, dan sumber daya air. Lulusan dari program ini bisa bekerja di sektor energi terbarukan maupun di perusahaan minyak, gas, atau perusahaan kimia. Kedua adalah Pharmaceutical Chemical Engineering. Kamu bisa mempelajari cara mendesain, mengoperasikan, dan mengoptimasi proses di industri farmasi. Saat lulus nanti, kamu bisa bekerja di perusahaan farmasi, kimia, dan perusahaan kosmetik juga loh. Ingin terlibat di bidang kesehatan, nggak melulu harus jadi dokter. Kamu bisa terjun di bidang Biomedical Engineering. SGU menyediakan program studi ini supaya kamu bisa menjadi orang di balik penemuan vaksin serta berbagai alat kesehatan yang dibutuhkan dunia. USG, laser, stetoskop, semuanya itu ciptaan para insinyur biomedis. Terakhir adalah Prodi Food Technology. Kamu akan belajar mulai dari cara memproses bahan makanan mentah sampai packaging serta penyimpanannya. Setelah lulus dari prodi ini, kamu dapat bekerja di industri makanan dan berkontribusi untuk menyediakan sumber makanan di Indonesia atau bahkan dunia. Mahasiswa SGU juga memiliki segudang prestasi, mulai dari prestasi akademik seperti beasiswa dari lembaga internasional dan juara dalam berbagai kompetisi, hingga prestasi non-akademik seperti olahraga, beauty pageant, dan sebagainya. Baik berkiprah di depan layar maupun di balik layar, berbagai alumni SGU kini menyebar dan terus berkontribusi bagi dunia. Banyak lulusan kami juga bekerja di perusahaan multinasional di dalam dan di luar negeri. Umumnya, setelah lulus dari SGU, alumni kami hanya perlu menunggu kurang lebih 1 bulan untuk mendapatkan pekerjaan. Malah ada juga yang sudah mendapatkan pekerjaan sebelum kelulusan. Berbicara tentang fasilitas, SGU punya berbagai lab yang bisa dimanfaatkan sesuai dengan program studimu. Untuk fasilitas olahraga, SGU punya lengkap banget. Kamu tinggal pilih jenis olahraga apa yang kamu suka. Untuk mendaftar, kamu bisa menuju ke link yang ada di description box dan mengikuti alur registrasinya aja ya. Oh iya, bagi kamu yang berprestasi, SGU juga menyediakan berbagai pilihan beasiswa up to 100% loh. Jadi, kamu bisa banget memanfaatkan kelebihan ini. Jika masih ada yang belum jelas, kamu bisa langsung menghubungi hotline kami di 0811 80 10 600. Jangan lupa untuk follow akun Instagram kami di @swissgermanunit atau kunjungi sgu.ac.id untuk info lebih lanjut. Dalam beberapa tahun ke depan, persaingan di dunia kerja sudah pasti akan semakin ketat. Apalagi ditambah kondisi pandemi, tidak semua orang cukup beruntung untuk mendapatkan pekerjaan. Kamu akan bertemu dengan para saingan pencari kerja yang saling memperebutkan bangku di perusahaan. Di tengah-tengah ketidakpastian ini, kamu bisa melangkah dengan percaya diri di masa depan dengan gelar sarjana dari universitas dalam dan luar negeri, sertifikasi dari industri incaranmu, serta pengalaman kerja dengan para profesional di bidangnya. Pastikan untuk tidak salah melangkah and secure your future with Swiss German University. Terima kasih dan sampai jumpa di kampus.
Kamu yang ingin selalu sehat, Imugar dengan 3-in-1 Herbal Formula membantu memelihara daya tahan tubuh. Imugar
From its humble beginning in 2000, Swiss German University has grown to be one of the most successful private universities with European connections in Indonesia. Our vision in becoming a globally recognized university with a superior learning culture and high social responsibility has been increasingly realized through our distinguished graduates whose knowledge, experience, and most importantly, character are greatly needed in today's competitive markets. In order to maximize the delivery of quality of both academic and non-academic services, our lecturers and staff are always there for you. 90% of our lecturers earned their academic degrees from abroad with work experience in industry who will deliver the teaching and learning activities using English as a medium of instructions. The small class sizes allows the students to be fully engaged with the lecturers. Moreover, both of our academic and non-academic staff are ready to serve you.
Because the courses are not crowded, you get to know them straight away. And they're so friendly and helpful. And so it's really not hard to integrate here. But it's not only about the lecturers in the classroom, it's also about the people you meet on the floor. Everybody's smiling and saying hello, although they do not know you. And as far as I remember, I've never seen anybody stressed here or being in a hurry.
SGU's industry-oriented study programs, including 11 bachelor's and 3 master's degrees programs, offer international degree courses which combine both theoretical and practical training and internship programs.
Studying mechatronics engineering at SGU have been rewarding for me because I learned both practical skills and theoretical skills at the same time. Most of the lectures at the university talk about designing a system, where we try to combine electrical engineering and mechanical engineering to build one whole smart system.
Our unique internship program allows the students to experience working as an intern in multinational companies in Indonesia during the 3rd semester and working as an intern in global companies in Europe during the 6th semester.
I experienced my first internship in Bali during my 3rd semester at Marriott Hotel, where I learned about housekeeping and front office.
Last year, I had my first internship in Bosch Indonesia. What I can learn from Bosch Indonesia are first about the customer relationship management, second how to relate with the third party, and the last is how I can learn about the new marketing strategy in Bosch Indonesia.
Thank you for trusting us to be the choice of institution for your future global success. Welcome to Swiss German University, your gateway to global success. From its humble beginning in 2000, Swiss German University has grown to be one of the most successful private universities with European connections in Indonesia. Our vision in becoming a globally recognized university with a superior learning culture and high social responsibility has been increasingly realized through our distinguished graduates whose knowledge, experience, and most importantly, character are greatly needed in today's competitive markets.
Halo Pak Dev.
In order to maximize the delivery of quality of both academic and non-academic services, our lecturers and staff are always there for you.
Bisa dengar suara saya nggak?
90% of our lecturers earned their academic degrees from abroad with work experience in industry who will deliver the teaching and learning activities using English as a medium of instructions.
Pak Dev. Can you hear me?
The small class sizes allow the students to be fully engaged with the lecturers. Moreover, both of our academic and non-academic staff are ready to serve you.
Because the courses are not overcrowded, you get to know them straight away. And they're so friendly and helpful. And so it's really not hard to integrate here. But it's not only about the lecturers in the class, it's also about the people you meet in the world. Everybody's smiling and saying hello, although they do not know you. And as far as I remember, I've never seen anybody stressed or being alone.
SGU's industry-oriented study programs, including 11 bachelor's and 3 master's degrees programs, offer international degree courses which combine both theoretical and practical training and internship programs.
Studying mechatronics engineering at SGU have been rewarding for me because I learned both practical skills and theoretical skills at the same time. Most of the lectures at the university talk about designing a system, where we try to combine electrical engineering and mechanical engineering to build one whole smart system.
Our unique internship program allows the students to experience working as an intern in multinational companies in Indonesia during the 3rd semester and working as an intern in global companies in Europe during the 6th semester.
I experienced my first internship in Bali during my 3rd semester at Marriott Hotel, where I learned about housekeeping and front office.
Last year, I had my first internship in Bosch Indonesia. What I can learn from Bosch Indonesia are first about the customer relationship management, second how to relate with the third party, and the last is how I can learn about the new marketing strategy in Bosch Indonesia.
Thank you for trusting us to be the choice of institution for your future global success. Welcome to Swiss German University, your gateway to global success.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to especially greet SGU Board of Patronage, Mr. Chris Kanter, Mr. Evan Kanter, and Mr. Michael Kanter. Board of Management, Dr. Franz Schei, Mr. Yap Honggi, Mrs. Jane Rapa, Mrs. Christy Kanter, and Mr. Theo Hutasoy. Rector of Swiss German University, Dr. Renat Filiana Santoso. Vice Rector for Academic Affairs, Dr. Irfan Setiadi Kartawirya. Vice Rector for Non-Academic Affairs, Mr. Anton Tondo. Chairwoman of IC-FANRes 2021, Maria Gunawan Putri, PhD. Director of SGU Academic Research and Community Service, Dr. Kholis Abdurrahim Auda. President of Food, Agriculture, and Natural International Network, Professor Dr. Yuli Witono. Serial Chemist, Oklahoma from Oklahoma State University, USA, Professor Patricia Reyes Duarte. Our colleagues from our partner universities, deans, directors, head of study programs, and to all academics, students, sponsors, industry, and media partners. Welcome to day 2 of the International Conference on Food, Agriculture, and Natural Resources 2021. My name is David Simarankit, and I will be your host today. First, we will receive the opening remarks from Director of SGU, Academic Research and Community Service. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Holis Abdurrahim Auda. Dr. Holis, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dave. Everyone can hear my voice?
Yes, sir.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very warm welcome, very good morning. Welcome to all honorable guests, board patronage and board of management, Swiss German University, all the keynote speakers, Professor Patricia Duarte. Thank you very much for taking a part in this journey, Prof. So I believe it is already in the evening in the Oklahoma City. Yeah, thank you. The management of SU, Ibu Fili, Rector, Swiss German University, Vice Rector, Prof. Pak Irfan, and also Pak Anton Tondo. President FANRes, Professor Lee, thank you again for our second day at today's conference. And of course, to our chairwoman, Ibu Maria, and all the committee members, the invited speakers, the sponsors, media partners, and speakers, and of course, to all participants. Thank you very much for coming to our second day of the International Conference on FANRes 2021. It is cannot be more happier today because it's been a very good journey since the day 1 yesterday, and hopefully today also will be not less interesting with all the speakers and also networking that we developed since day 1. So as on behalf of Director of Academic Research and Community Service, again, I would like to welcome all speakers and participants to the second day of the 6th International Conference of Food, Agriculture, and Natural Resources, IC-FANRes 2021. So this event and some other similar events held by SGU under coordination of ARCS showed that SGU is reaching its maturity as a university that will consistently contributing to the advancement of science and technology through education, research, and community service as the 3 pillars of higher education in Indonesia. So the FANRes 21 is a strong evidence that SU has been recognized or gained recognition from international community. So in continuing its involvement in scientific community by facilitating the dissemination of research through a conference with high standard of publication. This year event even becomes more special, taking into consideration that the challenges faced by all of us due to the worldwide outbreak of COVID-19 disease. But of course, there is always blessing in disguise. There is always opportunities behind the challenges. In addition to the FANRes 2021, RCSSG also conduct other specialized conferences such as ICONETC that it been held last year, which is the International Conference on Engineering and Information Technology for Sustainable Industry, and also Incogite, which is more towards economy, International Conference on Global Innovation and Trend in Economy. So under the umbrella of ICONIT, which is our first conference held by SU, International Conference on Innovation, Entrepreneurship, and Technology. So the division of ICONIC into different conferences with more specialized area is an effort of SGU in strengthening its position in promoting good scientific tradition. Last but not least, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all committee members, especially to Ibu Maria and all others that has been supporting this event so it may happen today. Staffs and lecturers, and also SGU management and board of patronage, keynote speakers, invited speakers, presenters, participants, industry partners, and media partners for their contribution, support, and participation so that this year FANRes event is a successful one. And of course, please stay with us until the end of this conference. And please, especially to the youngsters, young students, take this opportunity as much as possible to build your future career, especially in the academic and research field. I could be more thankful to Allah, God the Almighty, for all this blessing so that we can still sustain and live in healthy and to host all these events, especially for FANRes 2021 that will last today. Again, on behalf of RHS SU, I would like to thank again and accept our apology if there is not some shortcoming, mistake here and there, but of course, we will learn from day to day for a betterment of our event in the next future. I wish you all an enjoyable and fruitful conference. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Collis, for your encouraging words in opening the conference. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very fortunate to have a wonderful keynote speaker this morning. Let's all give a warm welcome to serial chemist from Oklahoma State University, USA, Professor Patricia Reyes Duarte. Prof. Patricia, please take it away.
Thank you. Good morning. Selamat pagi. And it has been a great pleasure for me to join you again in one of these conferences before, and especially this 2021, which has a special meaning for all of us. If somebody will give me ability to share my screen, I think I have it. Let me see. I think so. But completing what I was saying, it's my great pleasure to join you today and also to be able to share some of the highlights that we have prepared for you in Dr. Ernie Murtini from Universitas Brawijaya. I believe still you cannot see my presentation, correct? Now, can you give me a confirmation that you're seeing my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can see it clearly.
Excellent, excellent.
Yes, Prof.
So today, what we want to do is make a summary of what has been published up to date, and also some of the things that have been like surveys that are not available yet in publications from review articles. So all of us remember very well when did it started, even though we were heard on December 2019 that there was a very important thing happening. It was until March 2020 that the world learned that it was a pandemic. So obviously it has affected all of us. This is a public health of gigantic dimensions that we have not lived and most likely will be in our memories, and we can share what happened during this time to those who did not live and they were born later. But not only personally, but all industries were affected. And obviously, among them, the food industry was especially affected. So COVID-19 hit and it disrupted a lot of the chains that were needed for a steady and healthy food supply. So there are four major issues that this outbreak or this pandemic highlighted. Number one, we were more aware of the functional foods that we knew before that immediately we were learning from all our ancestors and all the wisdom up to now, what was more effective in protecting us. And you know, the food science areas, we knew that were more some bioactive ingredients more powerful than others. The second one was food safety. So we feel all of a sudden that the food, we knew it was safe, but we were more concerned about its safety from all the chain between producers, retailers, and consumers, and food security. So we later we will learn where the areas that were more affected, but there were some areas in which food was scarce. It's not sometimes it was not because it was not available, but because it was purchased in larger quantities and therefore it was not available for everybody. And of course, it highlighted the problems of food sustainability. So this was a pause that we have to take, all of us, and then reevaluate what was going on in the food industry and in our lives as well. So all the food supplies were affected, from agriculture production all the way to the consumers. And some of these were more on the behavior that we as consumers reflected by, we did not go as often to the supermarket, and therefore when we went, we purchased large amounts. The hoarding, the items that were perishable, but very important, the transportation network was disturbed. And if you don't have that transportation, either the restrictions were in place and people were getting sick, obviously that this affected the food industry. So they were labor absenteeism because they needed to isolate, and there were some sectors that were more affected. So some food industries were closed, or they were not able to process their food, such as the meat industry, because they didn't have workers. So really what happened when large demand is in place, then there is a risk of food fraud. And we have seen in the past, but now it was highlighted that the technology was needed to help in control that food fraud and have increased food traceability. So systems were in place that were stronger than before. Companies reevaluated what are the risks and opportunities. They define priorities, they adjust their processes, and the consumers were trusting those companies. And this was key because there were some items that were trusted, and we suddenly started seeing things that were more packaged. This is a good experience, especially we know on the left hand side, you will see all these factors that we knew they were affecting the food resilience in the food system. But what we learned is, or it was highlighted, the Asian area have the majority of their foods exported. So 75% of the agri-foods are international traded, while the 1/4 stayed in or traded between the Asian countries. So these were very important commodities that all of a sudden we knew that there were problems with delivery, because from a long time the industries have learned to just have enough inventory. So it was learned that the Asian food systems in the ASEAN area, they were more resilient. So overall, there were not major breakdowns in the food supply, no major shortages in the market. And this is for several reasons, but not only infrastructure, but also internet and mobile phones and the ability of young people of moving fast, readapting faster than the larger industries. So well-developed supply chains, policy interventions, and learning that the collective good is better than the individual benefit. So there are some cultures, as you well know, that they're even resistant to use face covering because it's obstructing the right to do whatever they want. So Asian countries have done this, protecting themselves using face covering when there is a pandemic or a flu season. So they were much more prepared than other countries. So overall, what is the economic impact that has been reported? So we'll start with the left-hand side. Minimize food waste, large shopping trips, less trips, large shopping quantities. And overall, the remarkable that in all the reports is that healthy products, healthier diets, all these things that we knew they were good and we're supposed to be doing, but they were even more important. So a take-home message is that functional ingredients, the trajectory now has increased, the respect for these learning experiences, that there are products that are very good and they have been used by millennia from a lot of cultures. So what are the implications? There were a lot of innovations. So for example, in the food supply chain and safety, biosecurity, traceability, innovative packaging, biopesticides, and using more control of the softwares were on the day. People were not able to keep track of all the changes that were happening. Sustainability, the innovation was that even though automation was already on the way, people were accelerating because now they needed that manpower or robotics to do the job. And a plant-based alternatives. Yesterday, we heard about plant-based products and how healthy they are. Well, it just skyrocketed the interest in plant-based products overall, and in particular in lab-grown meat. There are 80 companies in the whole world that right now are trying to get accreditation or approval for their plants to grow meat in the laboratory. Well, meat starting with cells, muscle cells. There is one company that got authorization and approval for starting this production in Singapore. So worldwide will be the first time that we see what happens with that demand and production, of course. In the consumer side, of course, functional foods and personalized nutrition. We knew before that people were very interested in energy drinks and they want to be focused. They want to have all these antioxidants. So it happened. It kept growing exponentially. And in the food security and risk for food fraud, They were more concerned and more intended tracing of what was happening, because a lot of things were then turned to be purchased via internet and e-commerce. On the health side, we learned a lot, and we relearned what was important to strengthen our innate immune system. So when in different outlets, we learn that not only the acquire via being infected or with a vaccination, we will have our own innate immune system that can be reinforced. And probably you cannot read these items that are here on how they are affected. They are affected different steps since invading, docking in the membranes of cells, in which vitamin D3 was like the star. Before we knew that flavonoids were very important in protecting against the entry of viruses. But more and more we learn of vitamin D3 that, especially in those countries that don't have exposure to sunlight, they need it, and especially the more susceptible populations, the elderly, that perhaps don't get enough vitamin D3 synthesized through their skin. So here is a list of a lot of steps. For example, viral replication, zinc, and membrane, lipid membranes that are related to zinc, polyphenols, vitamin C, and thymus extract, probiotics, lots of flavonoids, lots of compounds that contain flavonoids. And the list goes on and on. So over here, there is this larger list that you can see and you can read more easily. And I just want to highlight one of these medicinal plants that have been obviously traditional Chinese medicines and all over other medicines, other cultures that have used roots, plants, leaves, because they know they protect. And we learn now with more recent publications that there are the antioxidants that are in these roots or leaves. There are compounds that protect oxidative stresses. And overall, Asia knows and are far ahead from all countries of using probiotics. So overall, in the health part, we're doing good and we're practicing more what we're supposed to have learned. But one of the things that have changed, of course, was limitation of consumption of bush meats and wild animals that are suspected to make that transition of the virus to humans. And then we learned a lot more. How was the importance of the airborne, the staying longer of the smaller particles when we speak and talk and sing, and these droplets that are more, make the contagious even more important. So in my local grocery, you used to have things that were not packaged. And during this pandemic, everything was packaged. You may not experience these if you're going to different type of outlets, but in some supermarkets, like in Japan, that everything is so well packaged. It happened here too. Not only in the preservation of the food, but also using microbials or some antimicrobials, in addition to the packaging. So we know that in the meat sector, that it was not that the food will contain it, but the workers will then transmit if they were infected to the meat, and therefore the importance of cooking the meat properly was highlighted. This is a list of a lot of nutraceuticals that we learned from before and they were highlighted. For example, from probiotics from bifidobacteria, and we learned exactly where in the immune system was helping Bacillus subtilis, that have peptides, that have antiviral protection, and of course, all these fermented foods that are so common in Asia. This is the list of phytochemicals that we learned from a long time ago that have protection against virus and overall bacteria, but particularly in virus during this time. And vitamins and minerals, very important, because like for example, vitamin C, we have to consume it every day. And the susceptibility to light and heat, we relearn and relearn that it was important to have that consumption for protecting for viruses and some other vitamins and minerals that we learned before. These are some of the things that I thought that were more, well, everything is interesting, but I thought that, for example, the black cumin that perhaps people will not know before, or in the West that we did not learn. And we learned what were the compounds that they have in protecting from, they have antiviral properties. And of course, the cinnamon from ages that protect us via their antimicrobials or the eugenol. Black pepper, overall, who has not known that black pepper protects from viral infection? And now
bikin co-host dong, Mas.
The combination of black pepper and moringa or other compounds that were important. Mushrooms highlighted. We have known from a long time that mushrooms contain several compounds that protect us. So you see here on the animal product or insect products and the spirulina, they're produced by blue-green algae, and we have specific publications in which has been reported their protection. So what happened, you may know very well what happened in Asia, but in the US, there were different regions that were more affected. So between 40% of the business affected by the pandemic to 10%, you see there were some that were less affected because they had less population or they were more protecting themselves better. So this is a report of the US Census surveys that ended on June 27. And look, these are negative effects in percentage versus positive effects. So between moderate and large positive effects in the industry, the positive overall were lower. And the lessons learned were that sustainability is so important. So the importance of having local agriculture food systems that have reliable and stable food access. And this is the key for having an economically viable food system. So it was highlighted because our foods did not arrive on time or they were delayed. And especially, as I said, those that were exported, or in the case of Western countries, imported. So the food industry overall did a very good job in not only re-examining what it was weak, but also investing in what the consumer were looking for, which was healthier choices. So this is a point of view that sometimes we have a mind that we want to have this product, but we need to have an open mind. This is a case of a rub. Originally, it was conceived that it will be a rub that will have spices, but it ended up being kind of a slice, like a cheese, and it was more easy managed than a rub. So the industry has learned to listen to customers and iterate faster their ideas. This is something that we knew is coming and we saw products, but during the pandemic, this highlighted. And it was highlighted that we were stressed out, we have anxiety, and then these products, food and beverages increased 9% in the US, that they were focused in herbal trees, herbal drinks, teas, etc., Ayurvedic healing, and items that were helping to focus the cognitive capabilities. So here are examples. These are cacao-based products that have peppermint extract. These are chewable products that contain GABA and theanine from cacao, and rhodiola, citrus flavors, and just snacks that were good for you, contain prebiotics and protein, good protein. One thing that I want to highlight is the percent of purchases that were done by e-commerce were comparing 2019-20 increased 37%. I mean, that is a very impactful switch. So now the retailers are trying to keep these customers, the new customers that were purchasing. And since we learned in the presentation yesterday that Indonesia has the goal to spice up the world, this can be done via products that can be encountered in the e-commerce. So take that advantage, make that jump to have spices, because all the teas and all the good drinks that I experience in Indonesia can be exported if there is enough production to the world. So here are the conclusions that we want to share with you. Rapid changes were remarked during these because of the risks, health risks and safety. We knew they will be coming, but the changes were faster. Then the food industry really invested in what were the weaknesses, because that pause that we have to make, what happened? How come we don't have enough of these products? And also the food safety, security, and health choices aided in the innovations. We expect that these will stay. These will be from here. What I have here is before COVID and after COVID of these changes that were made. And the e-commerce, it's just going to bloom. We know that you guys have been doing this for a longer time because your industry moved faster. The changes that are needed, they're more adaptable. So other countries are learning to catch up. And the good news that you have overall, that your markets are very strong, much more stronger than the Western countries' market. And we have to remind ourselves that this pandemic is not over. We are now facing a more dangerous, contagious variant or variants that perhaps are coming, and perhaps more lessons learned and more changes are coming. With that, I conclude my presentation. And if you want to get a copy of this presentation, will be made available to you via whoever needs to make it available to you, in which you will have all the references which are following this slide. And with that, I stop sharing my presentation, and I want to wish you an enjoyable and happy second day of the conference. And I want to express my gratitude to those that made possible my invitation and presentation here. It's always a great honor for me to join you. And I hope that in the future we can continue doing this. And I leave you with this that I learned. I Google it. Allah Bursamamu. Thank you. Terima kasih. Thank you again.
Thank you so much, Prof. Patricia. God be with you too. Thank you for the important insights on trends for food enterprises post-COVID-19. With all the disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic on the food industry, many new innovations with an open mind are definitely needed to adapt with the current conditions in the world. Thank you once again. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
My pleasure.
Up next, we have President of Food, Agriculture, and Natural International Network, Professor Dr. Yuli Witono, to introduce us about the International Network of FANRes. Prof. Yuli, please take it away.
Okay, Mr. Moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And very good morning, our distinguished guest, Professor Patricia, Dr. Polis, Ibu Maria, Satria, and Director, and also participant. Let me share briefly about the FANRes profile. Everybody can see the slide? Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, allow me as the FANRes President to convey what and about of the FANRes International Network. We will briefly present about the history of FANRes International Network Conference. As we know, the FANRes was declared its establishment by 45 leaders from 46 head of faculty or university institution on 30 August, during the first FANRes, IC-FANRes event in Jember, Indonesia, 31 August to 1 September 2015. And the second IC-FANRes had at Brawijaya University, Indonesia, have not told about the accepting new institutional members, but the member of partner has increased. And after this, in the third IC-FANRes, which held in UPM, Malaysia, Universitas Putra Malaysia, which at that time accepted around 4 new institutional members. And then the fourth IC-FANRes were held by the University of Muhammadiyah, Yogyakarta, 2018, by adding more members, including OSU, Oklahoma State University, Queensland University, McGill University, the Food Security Agency, Ministry of Agriculture, and so on, and other institutions, as well as the fifth IC-FANRes 2019 at Cairo, Ternate, adding up to 60 institutional members. We have after this we have postponed the 2020 6th IC-FANRes 2021 by SGU, and at the security meeting soon, as well as welcome the join of 4 new institutional member. And it is about the countries distribution. Currently, the distribution of FANRes member countries has reached almost all continents, including Asia, Europe, America, and also Australia. And then is our vision and mission. The FANRes mission is to be a notable organization internationally, contributes in the advancement of reach and knowledge in food, agriculture, and natural resources. And of course, this we have a mission, the first to strengthen mutual collaboration in terms of research, publication, and other academic activities among members, and then actively involved in global society in order to resolve food, agriculture, and natural resource issues through research and society. And also we have, if we join and fully become a member, so we get the benefit. What are the benefits if we become a FANRes member? The first is special offer. We will get the special price for event held by FANRes, personal email with domain username and username at fanres.org. Update information and ACS of submission in International Journal FANRes and a card of membership, and so on. Many memberships. If you join and followed by the become member. And also we establish a professional profile highlighting your accomplishments, and discover FANRes event and activities throughout the world, and so on. Many benefits. And how about the to be FANRes member? It is very simple. Only 3 steps. The first step, access to the fanres.org for membership. And then the second step, fill in registration form and complete the requirement. And then the third step, we will accomplish the annual membership payment. Not very expensive. Very cheaper. And then we will now to briefly tell about our program, our project. That since the beginning of 2020, after our soft launch on the 5th IC-FANRes in Ternate 2019, and the result of executive meeting in previous years, now FANRes Network has developed an international journal on FANRes, IG-FANRes. And the journal supported by the many reputable editorial board member, in 3 fields, food, agriculture, and natural resources from various executive member FANRes. And this is about the IG-FANRes profile. And this is IG-FANRes website display. And until mid-2020, IG-FANRes has published 3 editions of numbers. Soon we will publish volume 2 and number 2. So in 2021, the target we publish around 4 or 5 edition. It is the indexation of IG-FANRes on Google Scholar. And our projection, IG-FANRes projection can be indexed by Aljuna, minimal, Sinta, Science Technology Index, Web of Science Collection, Agricola, Agris, and I think for more 2 years more, yeah, we will be Scopus Index, yeah, indexation, yeah. This executive meeting in UPM, yeah, 2017, and also in UMY, yeah, Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. Also Pak Agung, yeah, Pak Agung become executive member. Also this Professor Patricia, Professor Granfog, yeah, Professor Huang, yeah, Sang Huang, yeah, and others, yeah. Okay, I think that's all, Mr. Moderator. Yeah, sorry, very short. Yeah, because Ibu Maria, yeah, just invite me to present about the IC-FANRes. But later, yeah, we will present in executive meeting. Yeah, if any of the participants are interested, yeah, please contact the FANRes secretary here. Yeah. There are some FANRes secretariat, ya, Pak Arif Ramawan, ya, Dr. Satrio Saloko, Mr. Heri, Pak Amidin, Ibu Sri, Pak Bayu Taruna, ya, and also you could go to the FANRes website or WhatsApp number, ya. Okay, and then at the same time, I remind member leader, yeah, of member institution who have received an invitation to enter and join the FANRes executive meeting, yeah, at 9:30 to 11. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Yuli, for the info and history of FANRes International Networks conferences. SU is also definitely very proud to be part of it. We sure hope for the best for FANRes and may it succeed in all of its activities. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached our first parallel session. But first, I would like to remind all of you that at the end of the day, we have the closing ceremony where we will announce the best paper awards. And most importantly, we have door prizes of a total of more than 8 million rupiahs. But remember, you have to be present during the drawing of the door prize in order to claim your prize. Now, to enter the parallel sessions, please click the breakout room button at the bottom of your screen and choose the room you would like to join. Room A is for herbal, functional food, nutraceuticals, and nutrition for health. Room B is for business management and regulatory, including halal technology in food, agriculture, and natural resources. Room C, agricultural and natural resources industrialization for food, health, and energy. And room D is for food and agricultural waste utilization. And for the FANRes networking members, we welcome you to enter the FANRes executive member meeting room. The link is already provided in your invitation. We hope you will benefit from the academic and industrial discussions in the sessions to come. So please enjoy.
kamu yang ingin selalu sehat. Imugar dengan 3-in-1 Herbal Formula membantu memelihara daya tahan tubuh. Imugar.
Baru, antangin habatus sauda. Dengan kualitas habatus sauda, meniran, dan jahe yang baik. Membantu pelihara daya tahan tubuh. Antangin habatus sauda, bantu pelihara daya tahan tubuh. Dan redakan gejala masuk angin. Antangin habatus sauda, bantu pelihara daya tahan tubuh.
Tahukah kamu pentingnya kualitas tidur dalam menjaga kesehatan? Sekarang ada Antangin Good Night. Diminum 2 tablet sebelum tidur. Dengan kandungan bahan alam. Antangin Good Night. Membantu memperbaiki kualitas tidur. Dan membantu meredakan gejala masuk angin. Antangin Good Night. Membantu perbaiki kualitas tidur.
Oh, coba yuk.
Oh, batuk. Oh, ayah juga. Oh, B Herbal aja. Oh, B Herbal. Cara herbal redakan batuk. Pilih yang herbal, jangan yang asal. OB Herbal.
From its humble beginning in 2000, Swiss-German University has grown to be one of the most successful private universities with European connections in Indonesia. Our vision in becoming a globally recognized university with a superior learning culture and high social responsibility has been increasingly realized through our distinguished graduates whose knowledge, experience, and most importantly, character are greatly needed in today's competitive markets. In order to maximize the delivery of quality of both academic and non-academic services, our lecturers and staff are always there for you. 90% of our lecturers earned their academic degrees from abroad with work experience in industry who will deliver the teaching and learning activities using English as a medium of instructions. The small class sizes allows the students to be fully engaged with the lecturers. Moreover, both of our academic and non-academic staff are ready to serve you.
Because the courses are not overcrowded, you get to know them straight away. and they're so friendly and helpful, and so it's really not hard to integrate here. But it's not only about the lecturers in the class, it's also about the people you meet on the floor. Everybody's smiling and saying hello, although they do not know you. And as far as I remember, I've never seen anybody stressed here or being in a hurry.
SGU's industry-oriented study programs, including 11 bachelor's and 3 master's degrees programs, offer international degree courses which combine both theoretical and practical training and internship programs.
Studying mechatronics engineering at SGU have been rewarding for me because I learned both practical skills and theoretical skills at the same time. Most of the lectures at the university talk about designing a system, where we try to combine electrical engineering and mechanical engineering to build one whole smart system.
Our unique internship program allows the students to experience working as an intern in multinational companies in Indonesia during the 3rd semester and working as an intern in global companies in Europe during the 6th semester.
I experienced my first internship in Bali during my 3rd semester at Marriott Hotel, where I learned about housekeeping and front office.
Last year, I had my first internship in Bosch Indonesia. What I can learn from Bosch Indonesia are first about the customer relationship management, second how to relate with the third party, and the last is how I can learn about the new marketing strategy in Bosch Indonesia.
Thank you for trusting us to be the choice of institution for your future global success. Welcome to Swiss German University, your gateway to global success.
Hi. So if any of you are experiencing any problems in going to the rooms, please, you may open your mic and ask for help or chat with the help desk. Okay. Kalau misalkan ada peserta yang bermasalah untuk masuk breakout room, bisa buka mic dan minta tolong atau bisa chat ke help desk. Okay. And also for the annual meeting, it's already open. So for the guests, you may join it through the link in the invitation. Ya. Untuk annual meetingnya, dipersilahkan untuk masuk. Linknya sudah ada di invitation Anda. Terima kasih.
Dave, in me, the button is not appear yet. The button of the break room.
Oh. It doesn't appear in yours?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let me tell the committee. Okay, Pak Muzi.
Thank you.
Sama-sama, Pak. Excuse me, Pak Muzi. Can you see it now? Is it already visible?
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe just assign me to.
Okay.
Room I think A? It's happening because you're using. Are you using your cell phone, Pak Muzi? Because that's happening to me too.
No. I'm using my PC.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Maybe you just help me assign to.
Yes. Yes, we are assigning you right now, Pak Muzi.
Yeah, to room A.
Okay, room A, definitely. Okay.
Can you send me to room B, please?
Okay, sure, Miss D.
Thank you.
Thank you, sister.
Is it possible to be in room A whenever you have time?
Oh, sure, Prof. Okay, we will help you to get in room A.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, does anybody else need help in joining the breakout rooms? Okay, to Bu Ramisa, we'll help you to get to room C.
Thank you.